There has never been, and there never will be, a time when unplanned pregnancies no longer occur. A recent study revealed that in 2020, 40% of all pregnancies in Australia were unintended. That equated to 197,000. Approximately 40% of these will end in abortion. That's 78,000. Pregnancy support service will always be needed. And so, in order to be a well-known and credible alternative to abortion in our society, it must grow and expand enormously. This service must be comprehensive, and so Genesis has tried for over 30 years now to develop a variety of relevant services to provide a holistic approach to the problem. Preventative services are provided in the form of sex and relationship education programs, emergency services in the form of immediate material assistance and crisis counselling, parenting support through our young mums groups and live-in parenting programs, recovery support in the form of post-abortion counselling and healing retreats. No one else in South Australia provides this kind of extensive support, and it remains relatively unknown. Women will never be empowered to choose life if they are unaware of the availability of support. It must grow. As we hand out hundreds of baby items, we hear the real-life stories of women soldiering on despite an unsupported pregnancy. This is an amazing thing. Just think about it. These are the women who chose not to abort their baby despite their difficulties. These are the women who resisted the standard expectation to abort. These are the women we absolutely need to be there for. All women in South Australia need to know that help exists, that the choice to keep their baby is a possible one, that with support, encouragement and care they can do it, and they need to know that the outcome is a gift of a bundle of irresistible love. Genesis helped Natasha with material assistance about 8 years ago, and she recently dropped by for a visit. She had been single and in real financial difficulty at the time, and she reflected back on how we impacted her life. She said, "I felt comfortable coming here and wouldn't have coped with the twins if it wasn't for the material and emotional support. The workers have been a godsend. It's not just about the items and goods, although they are very helpful. It's about the support from the ladies that I value the most." She'd brought her son's pregnant girlfriend in to introduce her to Genesis for the same care that she had received, and this gesture may well have avoided the option of an abortion for her too. Our live-in parenting skills program called Embrace exists for any woman who may be struggling with the demands of parenting a child under 2 years. This program also encounters women who have chosen to proceed with their pregnancies against extremely challenging circumstances. Child sexual abuse is common for many of these mums and explains much of their relationship dysfunction that often results in an unplanned pregnancy. If they have been exposed as children to inappropriate or even absent mothering, they go on to struggle as mothers themselves. Sometimes the heartbreaking result of all that is the removal of their child. One young mother we helped had been in foster care all her life. She'd received no sex education along the way, and in her words, hence my 3 kids. 2 had already been removed, and her 3rd baby had now been taken from her care. She came to us so determined to turn her life around. By the end of our Embrace program, it was such a thrill to see her excitement and joy when informed by the Department of Child Protection that she would be reunited with her baby. On completion of the program, another mum said, "I will forever hold on to the support and guidance from everyone at Genesis. I feel so blessed and empowered. I feel like I'm 10 times stronger mentally than I was just 6 weeks ago." And then there's the pain of those who chose abortion, who have been guided towards this option by our health sector and told it is safe and with no significant risks. She discovers after that irreversible choice that the impact can be profound, soul-destroying. This is what these women have said. I've had dreams and flashbacks of the procedures, and still I sometimes walk through in my head every single abortion I had. Second abortions are now up to about 40% of all abortions in South Australia. I have never been to a doctor about my post-abortion trauma. I didn't want any doctor to tell me what I did was okay, because it wasn't. And another, there is hardly a day goes by I don't think of my baby, and I have to live with the regrettable decision I made all those years ago. One woman was dropped off unceremoniously on the footpath in front of Genesis and told abruptly by her boyfriend to, for goodness sake, get yourself fixed up. She shared how she was unable to function properly now and could not relate to her 8-year-old daughter anymore, that she cries all the time now. The adjective she used to describe how she was feeling was self-loathing. These cases are tragic. The pain is deep and intense. Can you imagine how devastating it must feel for these women to have their emotional anguish flippantly denied by abortion proponents, especially insensitive politicians? The denial of the harms of abortion simply means even further harm to women. Emerge is our abortion recovery program, and it engages with these women in the reality of what they are experiencing, helping them to unravel each painful emotion: guilt, shame, despair, anger, unforgiveness. And when you deal with what is real and introduce her to the healer of all pain and the reliever of all shame, she can finally begin to find peace and freedom. Christian and non-Christian women who have experienced this have said, "I feel so much lighter, happier, and a huge sense of relief. I felt unlovable and ugly before. I now feel loved and beautiful. I feel I have dropped so much shame and have been able to love and acknowledge my child, and will now be able to create rituals to give thanks and remember." One said, "I was rehumanized, identified. A way forward and through has been opened." So not only does abortion dehumanize the baby, you can see it dehumanizes the woman as well. One brave lady sent a message to any abortion sufferers out there: "I urge you to take up the courage and get in touch with Genesis. It's private, professional, friendly, loving, safe and considerate, and confidentiality is a priority." So if you'd like more information for yourself, a relative or a friend, you can connect with our Emerge program coordinator over at the marquee up in the corner, or simply go to our website and click on abortion recovery. All of these examples today illustrate that pregnancy support is the vital component needed if women are to choose life for their babies. And if our goal is the gradual abolition of abortion, the need will be huge, because unplanned pregnancies will continue to happen. Currently, only one choice is advertised and promoted within our health sector. Doctors do not know anywhere else to refer a woman except for an abortion. We've had testimonies about this. The National Pregnancy Support Helpline does not know where to send a woman who wants to keep her baby but is in need of support. We've tested it. And if you check out SA Health's website under unplanned pregnancy, you will only find the option of abortion to click on. And under unplanned pregnancy services, you will only find abortion providers listed. The offer of counselling is included, but the main referral and all resources are from the largest abortion provider in South Australia. There is no mention of adoption nor any pregnancy support services, just abortion. The mantra of women's choice is now a serious joke. Not only has abortion annihilated the other two options, but the truth is, and this is the truth, now the future of pregnancy support in South Australia is at risk as well. I've watched Genesis grow over the past 20 years from 6 people to 60, from 2 services to 7. I'm turning 67 next week, and 6 of our 7 executive members are well over 60 now. Other significant staff are over 70. The load is now heavy on the few and becoming too hard to carry as Genesis continues to grow. Our time to lead this organisation is limited, and the next generation of leaders and managers must arise and be mentored in now. People who have the God-given heart and passion to commit their time and talents to this crucial life-saving work. Without them, the cold reality is in just 4 or 5 years, Genesis will no longer exist. Birthline faces this same dilemma, and we need the next generation at the coalface of this fight, learning the ropes now. If not, there will be no pregnancy support centres for women in South Australia. But Genesis is well positioned right now for that essential growth and expansion. We need people in all our service areas, and we need money to make this happen. If there are, say, 3,000 people here today, and every person here made the commitment to donate just $10 a month, that's $2.50 a week. Our capacity would increase by 360,000 a year. That's when we operate as one, and we all do, like Martin said, what we can do with the light that we have. With all of us committed to this cause, we become empowered to push back on abortion. If you support the mum, you save the baby. Will it mean sacrifice? Probably. Is it worth it? Oh my Lord, without a doubt. Just ask God. So won't you join us in this incredibly fulfilling and life-saving work? Thank you.